Welcome back to the Brave Podcast. My name is Angelo, aka Exploring with Angelo on YouTube. Normally you'll find me out there hunting ghosts, going to strange places, and traveling the world. So yeah, I actually have a crazy trip coming up, so I'm really excited to do that. It's going to be something very different, very motivated to do it. Maybe we'll get into it a little bit later. But before we do that, we're going to actually be talking a lot about music on this episode, probably a few other things as well. But before we get into that, let me introduce my co-host, Moshi.
Hello, YouTube world. Welcome back. My name is Moshi on YouTube, Moshi-yo on Instagram. And today we're talking to an old friend of mine, which I'm really excited about. We went to high school together and I followed him it's been more than, I was thinking about it the other day, how old we are. I'm like, yeah. It's been more than, it's been like 15.
It's been a while. It's been a long time.
I don't want to say how many years. I didn't just say 15 out loud, but yeah.
Man, you guys are old.
Oh shit, it was actually 20, eh? So on this episode, we're talking about but before we start, I want to remind you that we're on Spotify, YouTube, obviously, as well as, God damn it,
Rumble, I think.
Rumble, where it gets spicy.
Things.
Apple Podcasts. We're going to get on Google Podcasts and all that stuff. So I want to introduce you to an old friend, my man, Jay.
What up? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
What's going on, man? So tell us, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
That's a loaded question.
I know.
What do? I do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
The reason I'm here is I work with a collective called Stay Late.
Yeah.
Co-creator. Stay Late, group of collectives of creatives, rappers, producers, engineers, graffiti artists, tap dancers, everything. Anything creative.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Tap dancers.
No tap dancers. mostly.
I thought you were going to show us your talents today that we hadn't seen yet.
Not on these knees. But mostly rappers, producers, rappers, and songwriters. But creatives across the board.
Nice.
Yeah. And I manage these guys. I tell them what to do. They listen.
Nice. You're the man with the power. You're the man behind the men.
Nah, I wish. Nah, these guys are, we've established a synergy among each other. So, like Charlie, for instance, he's here with us today. Yeah. Charlie Noiir. He's a guy that doesn't really listen to me, but he'll take pointers and we go back and forth and we build from the ground up, and we got a good thing going with that. Same thing with Scotty Ivy. You had him on the show a few months ago. Yeah, it feels like a year ago.
Yeah, it feels like forever.
Live Your Montage. That was the
good.
That was the big takeaway from
message.
that. Yeah. I'm not gonna have a message tonight. I'm gonna talk shit.
I'm excited. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. It's exciting. This is by and far the nicest place I've ever heard my own voice in my headphones. Like it's super dope in here. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but I'll post it in my Instagram story. It's amazing.
We'll have his link to his Instagram in the description of this video.
Self-promotion, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody that comes on the show, obviously, if they, do something related to social media, music, whatever it might be, of course, we always share their links down in the description below. So go and check them out. Go give them a follow. Show them some love and some support, as you guys do for us on this show as well, and on all of our other YouTube channels. Because these guys are out here, they're working hard, man. It's not an easy industry, I imagine, to kind of break through. When it comes to rap music?
No, I mean, not especially not in Canada. No, it's even trickier up here.
Really?
Not as many avenues. The infrastructure is new. It's come a long way since we started doing it. Drake and a lot of other artists broke through, kind of opened the floodgates for guys like us. But it's tricky. It's definitely, there's a lot of artists and not a lot of opportunities. So you got to make your own way. And luckily, we got a lot of guys on the team that just every day put a lot of time into it. So we've gotten a lot of opportunities just off of grind and hustle and just putting our necks out there every day. So
blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Literally blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Me too, man. I'm like it's so cold outside. I went filming in the forest and my knuckles are literally bleeding. So blood, sweat, and tears.
Can I actually ask you about that? Because I'm curious. you're known for being the guy that goes to places most people don't go.
Yeah.
To explore things. How did you stumble on that avenue, or is that something you always did?
No, actually, when I started out on YouTube, I kind of started out relatively differently. If you go on my what is now considered my second channel, that was my original channel, the Ange Bona TV or whatever. Now I use it as a secondary channel, vlog channel, kind of behind the scenes, extra content, whatever. If you go on that channel, my oldest video is, I believe it's titled First Vlog Making Tomato Sauce and Fixing the Car. The thumbnail was quite literally the front of my car, right? Because I didn't understand the concept of making a proper thumbnail back then. I was always a fan of paranormal stuff, kind of, things like that. And then I kind of got intrigued by abandoned places, because once I started looking at haunted stuff, then the abandoned stuff started popping up. The two kind of go together really well. And then I'm like, maybe I can try that one day. And I started doing it with just kind of random people here and there who also wanted to do it. Made a lot of friends kind of in the field, whether they were just, photographers or whether they were actually actively filming for YouTube. Funny enough was that I used to watch a lot of what you would call the popular YouTubers in the haunted field, abandoned field. And over time, I became really good friends with majority of them.
Crazy.
Right? So yeah, it's
like a community now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for the most part, yeah, it's a pretty tight knit community. We're all kind of like, everybody kind of knows everybody one way or another. Some people are better friends with certain people than others. It just kind of whatever, right? We just kind of connected and clicked. But yeah, it just kind of gradually went from making random vlogs about tomato sauce and not really knowing how to talk to the camera, and then over time you kind of just develop that skill, find some sort of like niche thing that you're really into. That can also change over time because your interests change, trends change, stuff like that. Sort of like music, I imagine, right? Like a lot of there's always like a certain trend that kind of happens. A certain style might break out in music, and a lot of people start kind of going towards that direction, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at.
That's a major pivot from tomato sauce to haunted locations.
Yes, definitely. There was more to it. There was, because originally my main channel, Exploring with Angelo, was actually our company's channel. We used to have a business in sporting goods, and my concept was it would be a great way to kind of make extra money by making cool videos about certain types of things in the sporting goods industry or sports in general, whatever it might be. And I do apologize because our neighbors are really, really loud today, and I can actually, this is the first time ever that I've heard them directly in my headphone, and it's kind of annoying, but here's what it is. We're gonna just ignore them. But hey, if you guys don't mind keeping it down over there, it'd be much appreciated. Thank you. We're doing a podcast. But yeah, so we used to use it for like our sporting goods company. I'd make like jersey review videos. Remember those?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With Steve.
Yeah.
Steven? Yeah, we've had our friend Steven on, who used to work for us, and we used to make these like random, we'd order like a Juventus jersey, and we would go like downtown Brampton and just like do a whole like video shoot, and then he would like cut it up and mix it with all the music. He'd be like, "Welcome back, sports fans. Today we're reviewing Juventus's home jersey," or whatever. And it was like, it was a thing that took off because no one was doing it the same way we were doing it. And then eventually we closed the business and that whole thing stopped.
That's not the ending I expected.
No, but it worked out because I transitioned that channel into what is now Exploring with Angelo. And then all of a sudden now that's my main channel.
Sick.
Yeah, so it's just kind of how it worked out. So tell us how Stale Late got started. Where'd that idea come from? How did you guys meet each other?
Okay, it's a long story. I'll try to compress it a little bit.
Yeah.
So Stale Late, the collective, started from a song actually. We had been making music together since high school. Mo, you might remember this. Like back in the day, we were like a group of friends. We called ourselves TMB back then.
Yes.
And we were just making music, but not everyone in TMB was an artist or in the music side of it. We're just guys hanging out. I actually used to rap back then.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into that, but
we're gonna have ChatGPT write you a song too. Come on, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, that's for the Nardwire interview. But we used to make like mixtapes and like burn those mixtapes and have like the not the shitty, it was actually kind of dope, but like the pen and pixel like album covers. Yeah, I mean, with the faces coming out of airplanes and stuff, and like all those crazy graphics, and then we'd package that and sell it in school and give them away, and like that went like hood platinum, bro. Like we sold out like 500 copies.
That's so cool.
Yeah, bro, it was cool, man. It was hella cool. I remember one time hearing one of the records on the morning speaker, on the morning announcement. Yeah, someone was playing it. Definitely not a record they should have been playing at the time of high school, but that was cool. At the time, that felt like we made it, but it was fun. That was the original core of me, Scotty, Tremaine, and producer President Jeff. Jeff's gone on to do like crazy stuff too.
He's big now, no?
Yeah, he's produced for some big guys, Roy Woods. He's worked with like Boy Wonder, producer for Drake.
That's so cool.
He's done some cool stuff.
Nice.
But Stay Out Late was a offset of TMB. It was just one day me and Scotty were in like a Tim Hortons, and he had already made this record called Stay Out Late. It was Tim Hortons right on West Drive and Queen Street. Yeah. And we were like chain smoking cigarettes, man. And it's like, yo, you got to think of something cool to like make a collective around, and like what should we call it? And we're playing the song that we're trying to put out, and it's just playing. I'm like, we're sitting there like a eureka moment. We both were like, we just call it this, like Stay Out Late. Just call it the name of the song. Like it sounds dope. We are guys that stay out late. Literally in that moment, it was like 4:00 in the morning. And like our whole thing was we throw parties, and everyone is like a night owl collective. It worked. It made sense. It sounded cool. Rolled off the tongue. Yeah. And then the next thing we did was throw like a rager house party at Scotty's parents' house. Nice. And like packed it, and like it just became a thing from there. It kind of snowballed from there. We moved to Toronto maybe like 3 months later, and haven't moved back. Yeah, that's the compressed version.
Nice. That's good. Toronto.
What's
it like in Toronto, man?
Expensive.
So you've been there more than 10 years, I guess, now, living out there.
Yeah.
And what's so how conducive is Toronto for working in music?
How conducive? Can you use that in a sentence?
Is that the wrong word? Did I use the word wrong? How much does Toronto stifle or help you grow in music?
Ooh. Both equally. And that's not trying to be funny. It's like Toronto, the city, is a major influence on like our sound, right? And our aesthetic, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we make music, the people we work with, the events we throw, everything about like our collective is heavily rooted in the Toronto and what Toronto's given us. Right. At the same time, it's like Toronto eats us young. Like it's like it's a place it's not the infrastructure, like I said earlier, isn't built yet to nourish collectives and nourish artists for them to be or actualize their potential here. And normally an artist, if you wanna blow up, so to say, you have to leave Toronto. Got it. There aren't many artists, I don't think any artists that have blown up here just staying in Toronto. They go elsewhere, more often in the States, New York, Los Angeles. Right. Those are places that are established music cities with labels that understand hip hop, understand hip hop artists, how to break a hip hop artist, and it's a numbers game. Yeah, we live in Canada. There's only like 2 hip hop stations in Toronto, maybe like a handful across the whole country. Right. Out of those stations, like only a percentage of people in Canada listen to hip hop. Yeah, it's a numbers game, so it makes sense. But to answer your question, yeah, Toronto, it gave us everything that we are, and at the same time is like not allowing us to be everything we can be.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy to think because, I mean, was that an answer? No? We'll let you give the better answer after. But yeah, I see what you're saying. So like what kind of infrastructure are you talking about? Like what needs to happen for things to kind of change for music in Toronto?
It mainly breaks down to, like I said, numbers. Like the demographic of people that listen to hip hop versus, for instance, like if I'm from New York, 90% of people in New York listen to hip hop. Right. New York's a city of what, like 7 million people or something like that.
See.
Probably even more. Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah.
So if that many people listen to hip hop, that's probably how many people listen to hip hop in all of Canada.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So,
I mean,
like,
Canada's small, right? It's a tiny country, and it's
100%.
very multicultural too. So, oftentimes, I mean, we're in Brampton. There's a lot of Indian people, and they oftentimes listen to Indian music, Punjabi stuff, right? So, Italian people will listen to Italian music. You know, Arabic people will listen to music from Arabic countries, right? And it's just kind of the way it works here in our multicultural society of Canada. Whereas in the U.S., everything revolves basically around the U.S., right? So I guess that's why the industry is pushed so much more. Plus, I mean, monetary wise, I assume because, like you said, there's a lot more record labels there. They've got a lot more buying power, so to say. They can throw a few $1 million at a project, even if it doesn't work, right? They'll still try it just to see if they can turn that million into 10 million,
100%.
20 million.
And they got the movie studios, the
Right.
television studios, so they can throw music and TV shows,
Right.
movies, video games.
Right.
As an artist here, there isn't as many of those opportunities here. Then we have CBC and those channels that like they use your music and stuff, and they'll get on radio and stuff. But like the majority of Canada, if you leave Montreal, Halifax, Vancouver, Toronto, or GTA at large,
Yeah.
the amount of people listen to hip hop over the age of 25
Yeah.
gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right.
So it's I mean, the advent of like the internet has opened that up a bit, but it's still nothing compared to the States. Like
Yeah.
hip hop was this United States genre. Like it came from New York.
Exactly.
They branched out in the States. That's their bread and butter, and they have the channels to facilitate success with artists that, you know, work in those industries, work in that genre. Here, it's come a long way. Like it's definitely not what it was in like the 90s. We had a lot of really dope artists in Toronto, and they did their thing here, but they never really took off because, you know, it was a young genre and it wasn't ready yet. Toronto's come a long way since, but it's still not comparable to like New York, LA, Atlanta. Not yet. One day.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do, is help push it along.
I mean, realistically, out of the Toronto artists, like who's the most popular, like top 5, other than Drake, I guess?
Oh, okay. That's the first thing I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
I guess everybody would say he's number 1 just based on, you know, sales, realistically.
I mean, before he went to jail, Tory Lanez was probably that guy. A lot of people would argue that he's not like hip hop, but he is in urban music. The Weeknd. He's a huge artist.
Huge,
He's like not even like huge. He's like one generational talent.
He's
right?
the. I don't want to say this in like comparing sense, but he's like Canada's Michael Jackson in a way.
Like,
you know?
He's like Bizarro with Michael Jackson. He's like Michael Jackson was like around people who did copious drugs and like talked about it openly.
But just like he might be the number 1 streamed artist on Spotify.
He definitely was at like, if not now, then for like the last like 5 years.
Right.
I know what's that song?
Blinding Lights?
Blinded by Light was like blinding lights or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like the most streamed song ever, which is quite a feat considering like Celine Dion exists and like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that's crazy that this kid from Scarborough via Queen Street or whatever became this massive thing that's like hard for us to even comprehend. He's from Toronto. Like those guys, there are like smaller artists from Toronto that are doing their thing. Guys like Sean Leon and like Claremont and goddamn, I'm trying to pull names out of a hat right now. But there's a lot of guys that are really doing their thing and have built fan bases and they're respected outside of Canada.
Right.
They just haven't breached the Tory Lanez, Drake, Weeknd plateau platform yet. But those guys will get there too, man. It's when you're good at your craft and you're consistent and you're passionate. I like to think that eventually you'll get what you put in.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that you're gonna see a lot more Tory Lanez sans the shooting people in the feet thing. But a lot more Tory Lanez success from local artists.
Sure.
Right.
Do you think it's worth? No, that's not the right question. Do you think it would be a necessity for someone out here who really, really makes music, maybe in the rap genre? Would you say, you know what, you're gonna have to move to New York if you want to make it the way you want to make it. Or can you, do you think, these days stay in Toronto and
I think you can stay in Toronto and do it, but like you have to understand you're gonna have to put in a lot of work. I'm not saying that if you went to New York you wouldn't have to put a lot of work in, but there are people that will help, backdoor a lot of that. You can go to New York and you can let's give you an example. We went to LA in 2015. Within like 4 hours, we were in a room with like Grammy winners, studio, and like they're like play us music.
Wow.
And we were doing music in Toronto for years, and we hadn't had that type of interaction. You know what I mean? So it's that type of access that you'll get in the States because they're looking for the next big thing,
right?
Yeah.
Right? And it's
they're not flying out to Toronto to find it.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is they know that there's a plethora of talent in Toronto, but they're waiting for you to come to there.
Got it.
They're not coming here.
Right.
If you're serious about what you're doing, it's like you're a Juventus or a Roma fan.
Mm-hmm.
If you're good at football, like they'll scout you.
Yeah, but you got to go there.
But like you got to play for the top local clubs to get on their radar, which is like the same as going to like a New York. You have to get on their radar. You can do that locally now with like TikTok, Spotify. But if you're in New York and LA, it's easier to do the back end side of things and get on people's radar as opposed to like building your fan base and doing that grind. You can do it here. You can.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's faster there, I think.
Sure.
Right.
I think if we moved to New York like 20 years ago, we probably would be, rubbing shoulders with people like Celine Dion.
Yeah. I guess, you would have to be, sort of like an exceptional talent to really be kind of noticed, like a lot of the guys that you mentioned. We're talking like the really, really extraordinary guys that just kind of pop and really stood out, or get really lucky under certain circumstances. That happens too, but
or go viral, man.
That's what I mean, right? Get really lucky using things like YouTube or Spotify or whatever it
TikTok
happens to be. TikTok, TikTok's another one. I've followed so many like random artists just by finding them on TikTok. I'm like, oh wow, that guy's really good. Let me go and check out his YouTube channel. And then I subscribed, and then now I listen to their music in the car while I'm driving, right? And same thing with a lot of hip hop artists. I'm like, oh, I never knew this guy before. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll add him to my download the song playlist, whatever. So yeah, sometimes you got to get a little bit lucky. A lot of even YouTubers kind of talk about how they got lucky, right? Like even Casey Neistat. You guys know who Casey Neistat? I think everybody knows who Casey is, right? For the most part. If you've seen a YouTube video before, you probably know who Casey Neistat is.
I don't know.
You don't know who he is?
No. Big
you don't watch YouTube, bro?
Yeah, so he was the OG vlogger. He was the one who really blew up that vlog style of, he would be in New York City, he would set up the camera, and you would have like a background screen, or like a, just a random wide shot of like traffic on the street moving. And then all of a sudden he would like pop up in front of the camera and be like, today's problem is this camera fell down the stairs yesterday and broke. So we're going to try and figure out how to either fix it or replace it. And then like the next scene is like he's in his studio and he's like breaking apart this camera, trying to fix it or whatever. And then he was the one who really developed that stuff.
You ever seen his face?
Yo, he looks like Sean Penn. No?
He's like known. Yeah, man. With the glasses, that's like his look.
Conversation recently.
No.
But yeah, he was like OG YouTuber, and he to this day says he got lucky. He was just lucky, right place, right time. His style was new, it was refreshing. I'm sure there was probably other people who were doing similar type of stuff, but somehow just he knocked it out of the park in the algorithm. He just, squeaked right in there, right?
100%. Luck is a factor in everyone's success. I think I watched the Kanye West documentary. I think it was last year. It came out
3 parts or something on Netflix.
Yeah, and you see a guy talking about like, I'm going to be this, and this, and he did it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the circumstances that got him there was like a lot of hard work and putting himself in places for things to happen. But there's a percentage of luck that happened. Like,
absolutely,
like those things don't always work out. A lot of people, I'm sure, have the same mentality. Like, hey, I'm gonna make it. But you gotta.
I don't think you can equate Kanye's experience with luck, fam.
I'm not saying
that man was
lucky.
Gonna knock down the door regardless.
I'm not saying that luck was the reason why he made it. I'm saying there's luck an equation, and luck is a percentage of that equation.
What's that thing they say about luck? Like it's preparedness meets
preparation meets opportunity or whatever.
Yeah,
yo,
but
bro,
like Kanye West is like 1,000% preparation, and
Right.
you know what I mean?
But you
I feel
have to be good to be lucky, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be lucky to be good.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't discount. Like there is a level of the right place, right time. Things fell in, like things line up, and they don't always line up. He put himself in a position that if things lined up, he was gonna knock out the park. But not everybody has that line up.
I would give it to timing, or like timing is everything.
That's also luck, though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't give it to luck. I feel like luck is.
But that's like another way of saying luck. Is like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
the timing. For instance, Casey, the right place, right time. That's a luck thing. What if he was born 20 years earlier?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just lucky that his parents had sex when they did.
I get it. I don't think that's luck.
Oh, you believe? Okay, if you're one of those guys that believes in fate and things work out the way they're supposed to because they're supposed to work out that way, then
I don't know that I believe that. I'm just saying that like. But I more buy into the you prepare for your moment, and when that moment eventually comes, that's why like I'm a person that says like I don't watch other people's success. Like my time is my time or whatever, right?
When it happens,
But I stay working on my craft, this, that, and the third, and then when that moment comes, I'll be prepared for that.
Yeah.
So like, not to say that I don't think luck exists, but like I don't really give credit to it.
This is why he's my
credit to that
artist.
person.
This is the tenacity I signed up for.
It's good.
No, I like
It's
it.
good,
I like
yeah.
it. Up for a good debate, right? So to figure out what works, what doesn't work, right? So, but yeah, I agree. You gotta have a certain level of preparedness and tenacity to not really kind of like back down from something, right? Back down from a challenge, no matter how bad things really get. A lot of people, I know so many people like in my field, just in YouTube in general, that it's like, oh, they'll film like a few videos, they'll get a couple hundred views. Oh, I didn't get 1 million views. Oh no, I'm gonna give up YouTube now, right? It's like, dude, like I don't even get 1 million views. Like I get like 30,000-40,000 views per video, which is relatively
I feel like that's
good.
lit, no?
Yeah, like that's great,
Goddamn
right?
good, bro.
Yeah, like I'm absolutely by no means complaining about it, right? But I'm just saying, like, all these people, they want these like really, really big numbers, and they don't want to either. I feel like everybody has to do their time, right?
Yeah.
Things, you can't just do something sometimes even for a year or 2 years and expect it to just boom like that.
But we in
gotta
that
pay your
microwave,
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like
We
we
want
expect.
we want the
Yo,
satisfaction now.
Like I feel like our generation understands that a little bit more, because like we went from like waiting a day on LimeWire
Yeah.
to grab
Right,
like an
right.
album.
We also
forget
did.
an album
We
or
didn't
song.
have,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you hope and pray you get back home and you
Yeah.
have that new record. Like, you know what I mean?
And then you get home and then it's Trojan Horse.
Yeah. now if I get on Spotify and like my shit's
Exactly.
taking a little bit long to load, I'm freaking.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so, like, I understand that thinking where it's just
Right.
like, yo, how am I not winning yet? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
That's also like a result of like virility. Like we didn't have that growing up. Things going viral, like having a moment and then everyone knows you. That wasn't the thing when we were growing up. We pray for stuff like that when we were growing up, because like a lot of stuff probably would have went viral back then. We was living
Fact.
differently, but like that mentality is an offshoot of the generation we live in because of stuff like that. Like you can do something and then see the results of that the next day, and that doesn't happen for most things in life. You got to pay your dues. We're definitely, I don't say we're done paying dues, but I think I'm ready for that.
You're ready.
We're ready for that moment.
Yeah.
Think we're prepared enough?
yeah, I mean I'm still preparing. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Always
Stay ready, you don't have to get ready. No.
oh man. Yeah. For you guys, I know it'll happen at if you're saying that you guys are ready, then if your mindset is already
Been
there,
ready.
Yeah.
Mm.
You guys feel like the mindset is a big thing, like for what you
100%.
guys do, just to kind of stay focused, motivated to keep writing new music and going out there and doing these performances. I'm sure there's probably been times where you guys have gone to a show, maybe expected a bigger, turnout, and maybe it just didn't happen. Like, how does that like affect you guys?
I mean, when it's based in love, shit like that doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I used to go in front of a 2-person crowd,
Right.
and
Never bothered you.
I'm performing.
Yeah.
Like you came, I'm going off for you. You
Nice.
know what I mean? So if it's based in love, you love the craft, you know what I mean, and you're not just looking at it as a check, then that stuff is a little bit easier to deal with.
Right.
Obviously, you know, you're an artist, you perfecting your craft, like you might get in your feelings a little bit. Like we're all human, you know what I mean? But I think when it's like based, when you're doing it for, I'm not gonna call it the right reasons, because if you can get a lick off of music, then you know what I mean, do your thing. But like if you coming from the, I love doing this every day. Like if I wasn't pursuing being an artist, I would still be writing. I would still be, you know what I mean? So if it's based in that, like the journey is, in my opinion, a little bit easier. You know what I mean?
I imagine it's like being a gamer now. Like if you weren't getting paid to play games online, would you still play video games? 100%. Because I love doing it, right? Yeah. It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
So that's the closest thing I can think of off the rip to compare the drive that keeps you going when you don't feel like going, is that you like doing this.
Yeah.
I'm more from the business side of it. If we were to do something like a show and no one showed up, that's more of a motivational thing to be like, okay, what did I do wrong, or what did I not do enough of, and how can I improve on it next time? And that type of at first, it was like when we were doing this, we were fortunate. We got we had a lot of shows, like a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I want to get to a point where we're doing shows with like 1,000 people. So what can I take from this? What did I do good for this showcase or for this show or this opening act opportunity? And how can we build on that? And that's always been like a motivating factor. So it's never been like, oh man, I'm tired, I want to do this. It's more been like, okay, I have all this experience and knowledge to take from that. How do I compound that and build on it? And it's always been like a challenge to take that information and make something out of it. So that's gratifying for me. That's why I enjoy doing, and like watching these guys, Scotty, Tremaine, Charlie, get on stage and like grow and get better at their craft is, as a fan, because I'm a fan of these guys, it's cool to watch. And it's inspirational.
It's really sweet of you, man.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy sometimes.
Love you too, bro.
Never say that again.
Oh man, I like the camaraderie though. That's good. But a little off topic before we got the.
I've been eyeing it.
He's been eyeing it. So Jay was asking me what the hell this is. This is Old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine apple pie flavor. I haven't opened this in so long that literally before we even started, we were having a fight with it to try and break the top off. Finally got it off, but there's only one way to drink this. So when I drank it the first time, filmed myself doing it, a lot of people were like, no, you're not doing it right, because I poured it into a cup. I'm like, isn't that the way people normally drink? They're like, not in the South, baby.
Well, we're in the North. We're going to pour it in the cup.
In the South, you drink it straight from the jar.
That's wild. Okay, can I smell it first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Take
a small swig, because it's like, it's strong, but it's also really sweet, and it'll warm up everything on the inside.
I just smelled it in one.
That's good, because there's brick outside right now.
Yeah, it's really cold.
At this point, we need it, right?
Facts.
It's good.
It's good. It's different.
Sweet, I like it. I actually like it.
Try it, Charlie?
No, I'm whipping still. So.
Oh, okay. True.
I would drink this. Not out of the mason jar. I'll put it in a cup. But
it's different.
It tastes like Jack Honey a little bit.
Kind of, yeah.
What percentage is that?
I don't know, actually.
So moonshine from like cartoons and shit has always been like, you drink this shit and like you're instantly drunk.
And then hair on your chest type shit.
But this is
definitely hair on your chest. I feel the warmth.
This is like,
so like what's moonshine to like Ray and Nephew?
Moonshine is like you distill it in your own bathtub kind of thing. Make it super strong.
Why is Ray and Nephew the baseline?
Well, I feel like Ray and Nephew slap you in your mouth. You know what I mean? So
real moonshine will slap you off your ass.
I think if you took out the apple pie aspect of that and you just drank that straight, it's comparable.
Okay,
but like, does it say 35%?
Nothing really compares
70
to
proof,
Ray
35%.
All right, I bet.
Yeah.
There's something about Ray and Nephew that you can't find in other alcohols. I imagine like if you made your own moonshine, probably That's right,
super
nephew.
strong.
Yeah.
I have a friend. She believe she makes their own moonshine, whether they're supposed to or not. I mean, this is like store bought, like regulated stuff, right? It's not like some
the
crazy homemade. Right.
Yeah.
That stuff is.
Uncle
just,
came through for the holidays, like
wine and toilet. No, I actually know someone that made moonshine, and I was like an after party, and they're like, "You want to try some moonshine?" And I'm like, "No." Because I've heard stories of like if it's not made properly, like you get like diarrhea that can kill you.
Yeah, it's
and
too
like,
much alcohol.
diarrhea that can kill you.
Yo.
Yeah, there's a word for that.
people-
There's actually a thing that
The word is nasty, fam.
Well, yeah.
alcohol
But
poisoning.
that was the thing back in the day because there was no drugs to treat it. That a lot of people in history actually died by having diarrhea.
Yeah, people still die from
That's
diarrhea.
crazy.
This day and age, people still die from because
You shit yourself to death.
Yeah,
That's gonna be one of the worst ways to die.
such
Yo,
a
you remember that
sad
show?
lie.
1,000 Ways to Die. Family.
That was a great show, man.
That was really good, actually.
yo, people used to die from everything. People used
Right?
to like
Yeah.
didn't King Tut die from a toothache? Not toothache, but like
something along.
an infection.
I don't
of a
think they're
tooth.
really 100% sure, but I think there's one.
That's
That's,
the story
one
I'm
of the
gonna go
theories.
with.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
Wow.
Yeah,
definitely.
because it's crazy, right? It's
definitely-
crazy to think like somebody would have died back in the
Someone
day from
royalty.
a toothache.
But I mean,
Brush
like,
your teeth, family. That's
well,
crazy.
brush teeth were wet back then.
I'm just saying, fam. Nah, isn't there some like root or some shit that like people have that can like clean their
I
teeth
don't know,
naturally
man.
or something like
wasn't-
that? I
I wasn't
always see.
studying
Yeah, yeah.
ancient Egyptian dental.
Yeah.
But I mean, bro, people had like fucked up teeth like even now. So I imagine
Yeah.
back then, like I don't think they were brushing. Maybe
One
they
day I want to see like a movie that's like true to what the depiction really would be of like those times. You know
Nah,
what I mean?
that movie. Would
Whenever you
smell
see those
bad,
type
bro.
of shit, everybody's like glowing and like fucking look sexy as shit. It was
People
like,
wearing makeup and shit. You don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you're watching these movies and you're like just thinking because there was a certain period of time where people didn't bathe, right? It was like a once in a
Yeah,
month
bro.
thing,
Like,
right?
man, sex must have been wild back then.
Oh man, can you imagine?
Real nasty.
Yeah, you gotta really love your wife to do some wild shit with her, bro. You're like, yeah.
That's when the freaks were alive.
And happy.
Eat
Yeah.
someone's ass with no shower.
Yo,
Crazy.
that's seasoning, bro. That's had a month of seasoning. That's crazy. Wow, this took this moonshine got the party started.
There you go. Thanks, Old Smoky Tennessee
Oh,
moonshine.
Lord.
Yeah. The only reason I bought this stuff was because my friend wanted me to get it because he knows I travel a lot. So he's like, "Oh, if you ever end up in Tennessee or Kentucky or whatever, get me apple pie moonshine." I'm like, "All right, sounds
That's such
good."
a specific like.
Right?
I need
And they never picked it up.
No, that I bought two.
Oh,
of
you
them.
got two,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm like, well, I might as well
Brought
buy
it and kept
one.
it for himself. He's like, yo, this is so good.
No, wait. I bought two. One was for him, and then one was for us to try. Because I was like vlogging that night, and then they're all like, "Oh yeah, friggin' pansy! You're supposed to drink it straight from the jar like a real man, right?" I'm
Okay,
like,
but like I don't understand why. Okay, it's
don't
like it's
know.
like one glass container to another. Like one makes it doesn't make sense.
Bro, you
think
gotta
it's
respect
just
the culture,
more-
fam. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Culture.
It's just a cultural tradition. And it's like if you do it differently, like it's just stupid if you're breaking tradition, right? So, yeah, I don't know.
Fair
I just
enough.
Figured I might as well try it. And, I mean, it's okay, but I'm not really a fan of that stuff. It's too sweet for me.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
This it's like on ice. I'm trying to say
Yeah.
in a glass.
Right,
I can
right.
make
Be
it
a little bit
something, but
different, yeah.
Straight out the bottle,
Yeah.
warm. It's it's a delicacy, you know.
Maybe next time I go, I'll get the pickle flavored one.
Crazy.
Wow.
I'd be curious to see what that.
So what's
like.
that? I had a pickle martini,
Oh,
which
Yes.
actually is pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, martinis normally just like olives, right? And some
yeah,
people
something tangy.
they put
right?
like
Yeah.
olive
Right.
water. I don't
Okay.
know, olive, whatever the liquid that olive flows.
Yeah, olive
Bro, I
juice.
feel like I'm a fan of pickles, but like I would never do that.
You know what it is?
How does
'Cause
it taste? Like
the pickle brine.
you say you got a martini or
Yeah,
something?
it's a tangy, little sour, but like briny, salty. It's like a.
I want my drinks to be doing all that.
Bro, I mean, you particular about the stuff that you consume. I try everything once,
No, I hear
especially
that.
with
I hear that.
like
Nice.
cocktails.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, why not?
Yeah. gotta try
Drink some
different
pickle
stuff.
juice. We should get some pickle juice right now.
He's like, no. He's like, I'm not this and that. No.
You're gonna fucking Uber eat some fucking pickle juice or something. Oh my god. Okay. So
Wait, have you ever had deep fried pickles?
I have, yeah.
Nah, I never
Yeah.
had deep fried pickles.
No.
But I would fuck with a deep fried. That's something I would be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
All right, so you would fry a pickle and eat it, but you wouldn't drink
I
the
said I
brine.
like pickles. Not that I don't like pickles, but like a pickle martini sounds crazy to me.
Sounds kind of weird. I don't know.
Martinis are weird in general, though. It's olives.
I guess.
What's weirder, olive or a pickle? What is an olive? You guys ever seen olives in real life?
Olive slap, bro.
I love olives, bro.
Have you seen the olive in a natural environment? Like
Yeah, driving
Okay.
through Italy, it was on the side of the
All
road.
right, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, bro.
You ever seen them in Italy?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, so we were just driving, like we were on a tour. We were just driving down the road or
Yeah.
whatever. He wants to stop to, I don't know what, check the map or something, and it's just bush, not a tree essentially, just on the side of the road. I'm like, dude, there's green olives right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this thing like some of the olive, like for the olive oil companies, the really good ones. Those trees have been growing olives on them for like centuries.
Right.
Some
And
crazy
they're
shit
only
like that.
and they're only from, so a lot of people don't know this. Kalamata olives will only grow in Kalamata, Greece. The actual real Kalamata olives.
Is that like a thing in like Europe? Like same thing with champagne,
Yeah.
right? Like champagne
Yeah.
can't
It's
be
the-
champagne. This is from Champagne.
Well, it's the soil, right? The soil, just I guess what's in the soil, the nutrients.
Oh, it only
will
grows
help,
there.
right? Will
Oh.
help only certain things grow the right way. Like you can get Kalamata olive, like a version of it here in Ontario, but trust me,
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's crazy how like something that you would think would be so minute,
Right.
Like makes such
Yeah.
a big difference. Like I was telling
the
you about
soil.
like the Stella thing or whatever. Like
Yeah.
how, to me it tastes different.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody at the LCBO or whatever, and they're like, they changed the factories where they made it now. So like the water that they use over here
that
is
makes
different from what the
sense,
water
yeah.
was over there, or whatever.
That's
and
like
it
New
changes
Yorkers
the
with their
thing.
pizza. Like, oh, New York pizza's so good. Can we use New York water? Yeah, what the fuck is New York water, bro? It's like Hudson Bay water, bro. That shit. What Hudson Bay? What's the?
It's called poisoning.
Siphoning.
That's why
Siphoning the
there's
water.
a whole like community will come for you.
Yeah, whatever, man.
The only thing that's in New York over there,
I
man.
guess you gotta move to LA. You're not be able to do music in New York anymore.
Next time he tries to go across the border, well, it appears that you've said something bad about New York pizza.
New York pizza. I just don't believe that the water is the reason why it's good.
They're
I'm telling you,
siphoning-
bro,
they're
there's like
siphoning
little
it.
things like that make a difference.
Bro, New York,
Yeah.
it's not a place where the water is like, it's not like waterfalls.
No.
It's not like some crystal
Well, fam,
from
you're a chef,
iceberg.
man. You know that certain things you add or subtract from whatever you're making makes a difference.
Right.
Pipe water, bro. What the fluoride makes it
I'm
better,
sure.
bro. That's
Bro, I'm
crazy. I don't
telling
want fluoride pizza, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Maybe it runs through like a filtration system or something. I don't know.
New
It's
York
like
now, oh, whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've had some pizzas in New York, and I wasn't like crazy about it. Like
I
there
think,
really wasn't
I think
anything-
maybe back in like the 90s,
maybe.
but like everywhere is good food now. Like Toronto's got good food.
Yeah.
Apparently, LA used to have shitty pizza. I went to LA and had like some of the best pizza I ever had.
Right.
So like pizza's just like a thing. Like if I lived in Italy and I go somewhere else, now I can make Italian pizza there.
Yeah.
Right.
But apparently, pizza in Italy, I've heard this from you can attest to this.
It varies.
I've
yeah.
heard Italian pizza is like amazing. You don't even feel the carbs
Well,
because it's
it's-
so.
It's very light.
Yeah.
The ones that I
It's
had.
well, that's the thin one, right?
Yeah.
The Napolitan style, yeah. And that's also like certain quality ingredients. Like again, it comes down to how things are grown, right? So like the nutrients are so rich in parts of Italy, parts of Greece. I've even heard in areas in Lebanon, they grow like certain specific olives that will usually only grow in Italy will also grow in Lebanon because for some reason the soil is very similar.
Interesting.
And back when Lebanon, I guess, was taken over by the Italians or Romans at some point, I think it was the Romans way back when, the Romans brought plants over to Lebanon, and that's why all of a sudden the olive trees started growing over there.
Interesting.
Right? So, yeah. It's
Shout
like
out
certain-
history, guys.
Yeah, man.
Shout out history and food. Shout
And
out
food,
food.
man. Shout
out
and
food.
plants.
Yeah. Food. Please sponsor this episode.
This podcast is sponsored by food.
This episode
And
is
pickle juice.
sponsored by Pizza. Just kidding. Pizza sucks.
Oh man.
I don't know, 3 a.m.
I mean,
wavy.
Nah,
That's just
man.
proximity. That's like the only option you got.
Exactly.
Trust
Anything at
me.
3 a.m. is good. I
Yeah.
promise you.
Anything warm at 3 a.m. is thank you.
Yo, also, before we digress to something else, I found this out recently. I don't know if this is true, but I asked a friend in Japan that lives there, and he said it is true. You can eat chicken in Japan, and you can eat it raw.
Raw.
And it won't make you die.
What?
Uh-oh.
There must be a particular reason why.
Something about the way they raise their chickens there.
Okay.
And they treat their chicken there is different than how we do it
But
here.
also, just in general, why would you want to do that?
I don't know. We
I
eat
don't
beef
know.
raw here.
I mean, yeah,
Who's
but
we?
so beef. Yeah.
You ever had beef tartare, man?
You ever had
Beef tartare.
Tartare. I've had beef tartare.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. My beef is the beef that I.
Whoa.
The beef
We're
that I
immature.
consume is cooked stuff.
Right.
Nah, but
Like well done cooked?
Okay,
Is that
yeah.
what you're saying?
Not crazy.
Alright, so-
We'll fuck with like medium rare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so medium rare. So part of it isn't cooked,
It's mostly cooked, bro.
but like,
But there's
some of it
there
isn't
is a
cooked.
reason why though. So beef over so steak specifically, not ground beef in Canada, is smoked. When they bring the strip loins, they actually smoke the strip loins, which kills all the potential bacteria, and that's the reason why you can have steak medium rare, medium whatever. You can technically even eat it raw, but they don't do that for some reason in Canada to ground beef. So anybody who's coming here from the US, you cannot ask for a burger here medium rare or medium. It just does not exist because we don't smoke our ground beef.
That's why?
Whereas if you go to the US, they typically, if you go to a restaurant, they'll ask you, how do you want your burger
Say
cooked?
word.
Wait,
Right.
because I've
I
seen
did not know
that
that
at
was-
restaurants. They're
That's
like, yo, you
crazy.
can't get a medium rare burger, and I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, is that a
You know what's funny? Even though like obviously it comes from the same animal, or whatever. I never like put that.
It's just the process of how they
Because
do
I
it,
will
yeah.
not eat steak if it's not medium rare. But I
Right.
never thought
I'm
about
the
like
same
getting
way.
a burger and
Yeah.
asking for a medium
So
rare.
I grew up my whole life eating well done steaks, not because I wanted that.
Oh, man.
My parents would cook steak.
Me too.
Right.
because you're
Yeah.
black.
Me too.
I'm not black. Exactly the same in my house. Sure. I guess that's why. I don't-
No, actually, I think that's actually kind of true. But go on. I'll explain why.
I think
I
it's
grew
like
up with the
a,
same fucking bullshit.
I think it's an immigrant thing from like places that
Oh, yeah,
don't
definitely
normally
immigrant
eat
thing.
beef.
I
agree.
They're like, we
Yeah.
cook our meat all the way through.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a safety thing.
Yeah.
And then I am black. In case you guys haven't.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen,
he's aware.
in case
He's
you're listening
aware.
on Spotify.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
You take that back. I grew up hating steak. I hated steak because, bro, I had to chew this shit for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, 'cause it was
my dad's
tiring.
like, "This is a good steak. You're gonna enjoy this." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Nigga, no. I'd rather just fucking use it as a shoehorn or something." And so I think the first time I had a meeting, it was an Italian girl. She's like, "Eat the steak." I'm like, "You're gonna finish cooking it?" And she's like, "Nah, you just try me. Trust me."
Yeah,
Best thing I ever had. And ever since then, I think I've had one steak a week.
right.
And I've made it medium rare, and I've
Nice.
mastered that shit. And I'm like, wow. I tell my dad, I'm like, yo, you're missing out.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck that. This
Yeah.
shit's not cooked. I'm
Yeah.
not. This is blood. And I'm trying to explain that's not blood. Hemoglobin.
But I hear him though, bro. He went through his whole entire life. doing
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
He's not
cool,
changing
but
now.
I was my whole
Once-
entire
once
life
they're used
eating
to
it
that, that's-
well done. And like,
Yeah.
nah, you gotta try things. Like you gotta try beef tartare, bro.
I'm not eating uncooked meat. fam.
It's not uncooked,
I'm
bro.
not
It's
doing
just.
that.
I mean, it's uncooked, but it's
Yeah.
Stop trying to finesse me, bro.
definitely.
I think it's a very old school mentality because I remember a lot of back when I had because I had a restaurant at one point in
You
time.
owned a restaurant?
I owned a restaurant.
Who
yeah.
are you?
My name's Angelo, aka Exploring with Angelo. I've done a lot of things.
Talk your
over
shit, bro.
time, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But so I had a restaurant, so I was around all day, every day, and we used to do like a lot of breakfast. And I always noticed that a lot of black people would come in. For one, they would never order pork. That was like a big thing that they just majority of them. Then there was
Not
the
this
odd
black guy.
ones, maybe not you, but
Even
Majority
bacon
of them.
in the breakfast. In
oh
the breakfast?
God, no,
Yeah.
I
no,
bring all
never.
the
I would be
swine.
like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
because the comment you'd get so used to how you'd ask the question. What was that?
Bring me all the swine, he says.
You'd get so used to like, how do you want your eggs? What kind of toast? And then you'd say bacon, ham, or sausage. They're like, no pork. Do you have anything else? And I'm like, but that was such a common thing.
Really?
For some reason, I don't know.
Where
what it
was this restaurant?
Yeah, were these Jamaicans?
We were on Eddie Stone. It was called Koozies. It was like mainly Greek, Italian style cooking with breakfast as well, and some other random like.
There are a lot of
diner
black people
style
that don't eat pork for sure.
Yeah, but I've never heard
yeah.
someone go to a breakfast spot and be like, "Fuck this bacon." Why the fuck are you here? Go home, make your eggs, bro. What the fuck? It's the whole point of breakfast.
I don't know. It was just like a common thing, and then the same thing with everything being well done. But I think that's just a cultural thing from being an immigrant. Because my grandmother's the same thing. She'll just fucking burn the shit out of everything.
Yeah, because you
My
know,
dad,
sometimes
too.
you might not get the highest grade of meat, so you want to make sure
facts.
you don't
Facts.
get fucking. What's the worst thing you can get from meat? Botulism? No, that's
Salmonella.
Salmonella.
poisoning.
Salmonella, yeah. So you gotta make sure you cook the shit out of it so it doesn't happen.
exactly.
So steak. The idea of eating it medium rare to my dad, it's just not even like, it's not a reality.
No.
And there's like infinite realities probably in the world, and in the existence of
There
my
isn't
dad.
one.
My dad isn't rare
In any of them?
He has a strong job.
Any
No
moment
rare.
my
Used to
dad's
chewing
like, nah,
rubber.
put that shit for more, man. Bring that shit back.
Oh my god.
Burnt.
Yeah, yeah. My grandmother's like that too. She'll get me to cook all the steaks because I used to own a restaurant, so I know how to cook
guy
steak,
is
right? You know,
amazing.
you fucking set it to high heat, and then you sear the outside, and then you put it on low heat and slow cook the rest of the way, right? So I'll do that at home, and like a well done steak realistically doesn't need more than like 4 or 5 minutes. If you really want it overcooked, she'll be yelling at me to leave it on there for another 5 minutes. I'm like, you're crazy.
Nah,
I'm like, you're crazy, woman. Right? For me, it's like 2 minutes. Okay, we're done. Let's go. Let's eat this thing. Right?
I want my steak rubber.
That's the way she eats it. Sorry, Nonna, but like, you know, you're nuts. You're nuts.
Love you.
Love you, but you got it wrong.
Oh my god.
All right,
So-
enough about steak, guys. Let's talk about just rap music.
All right. Yeah. So apart from the music that you guys are doing, do you guys work like full-time jobs? You don't have to say what it is, but do you guys do like?
I'm Batman.
Batman?
I say my
Vengeance.
I would say I got a side job
You got a side job?
because music is my full-time job.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Type of things.
I too have a side job.
He's the Batman, obviously. I also have a side job. I just haven't figured out what it is yet.
Nah, I think to like make it a serious comment about music, unless you're drug dealing to sustain, like you need money to make music.
Yeah, of
unless you have
course.
backing financially.
Yeah. Especially in Toronto.
then
Fuck,
especially in
everything costs a
Toronto.
lot of money down there.
Can you tell us about some of the costs outside of living in the area?
For like cost for like being an artist,
You
or
wanna
cost for
be-
like making music.
Yes.
Cost for making music. Okay,
I was gonna say
well,
both,
there's
absolutely.
unless you're like one of those guys that can produce and and you can sit and record yourself and engineer yourself, and even that costs money because you got to pay for equipment and pay for software, and
Yeah.
you want to get better equipment and better software, and you got to update this shit. So that's
Right.
money if you're doing it completely grassroots, completely insular. But if you're an artist like Charlie, he pays for studio time. He pays to get his beats. He pays to get his music mixed, pays to get it mastered, pays for single artwork,
Yeah.
album artwork, pays for ads for the content he creates, pays for merchandise when she sells.
Right.
There's ad spend, there's music videos. That's an expense. You got to pay to make the video. You have to pay people to be in the video. You got to pay the food to feed the people in the video.
Yeah.
You have to then pay ads to get the video seen by people that aren't in your immediate circle. You gotta pay for the clothes you wear to look fly and jiggy.
Yeah.
People fuck with you.
Fly and jiggy. Fly and jiggy.
Yeah, so it's everything cost, and if you do it right and you're prepared and you work hard and you're a little lucky, you can see a return on that. But that's just some of the expenses, you know, like because an endless. I could give you a spreadsheet of all the things you spend money on just to get a song out.
Right.
They say on average to break a record is cost $250,000 to break a record apparently. So if you're not a millionaire, you need record label support to do that.
Yeah.
That's just what that is. So it's an expensive. If it's a pastime, it's an expensive pastime.
Wow.
If,
Oh yeah.
and if you're serious about it, you have to know going in it's going to cost you a lot of money. So having a day job, I'd say, is important.
Yeah.
Or sell copious amounts of drugs.
Right.
Either or.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we all have something that gives us an income on the side. Yes, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Also, don't sell drugs and don't do drugs, kids.
don't do.
bad.
Stay in school.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay in school. That's
Stay
the
in
best you got, bro.
Read books. Try to be positive. Still.
Learn things. Be somebody.
Listen, man, we're just trying not to get taken off the air.
Yeah, big bang.
My bad.
Just have to put those little extra.
Yeah, you can
One,
throw
two
it at the bottom,
disclaimers.
like,
Yeah, don't do drugs. Don't sell drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay.
drugs are bad. What's that from? South Park?
I think so. Yeah.
Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Okay.
Oh my god. So what do you think of the current state of the music industry? Like, what is it? Is it looking good? Looking bad? I know it's tough to break out, but like, are you liking maybe the style of music that's becoming very popular? Is there like a certain thing?
I think music now is way better than it was in like 2010.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, like, what was
I
that
can get
genre
behind
that
that.
was like? It was like country EDM. That was like the biggest genre in like 2010.
Like the
What is
combination
that?
of country.
Yeah,
EDM?
you remember those songs, bro? Fuck, man, I can't remember the song on top of my head.
Like
but,
somebody would mix a country song with EDM or something? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, that song. Like,
I was not
hey,
aware of
brother,
that.
there's an endless road
Oh,
to
okay,
reach
yeah.
Ooh. And then like you ever seen like those? Like, bro, you know the
What
fucking.
is Diplo?
Someone clip that up and put
Kygo?
autotune on it.
It's not the movie, right?
The next Charlie Noir song is sampling country
You know what I mean?
EDM from 2010.
Yeah, that could slap still. You never know. Oh, yeah.
But anybody listening to this and then you were alive in 2010 listening to music, you know what I'm talking about. It's
I
like-
need to know.
alive in
I'm looking it
2010.
up.
I don't know why no one here knows.
EDM.
It's not a
So I see-
Mandela effect thing. Everyone knows that was a thing. That, like, country EDM thing was a thing.
I
I
know
remember
two
like
names.
the Nelly country crossover.
No, bro, you're going
moment.
way
It
too
was
far
like-
back, bro.
Nah?
That's way too far back.
Is that past 2010?
2004-ish. No?
Is it that late?
Sweat. You're
Dang.
talking about Sweatsuit? Delhi?
That was country? No.
Yeah,
No, he
had a
did like
Tim
a
McGraw
country.
record.
He
He had a
did
Tim
like a
McGraw
country.
record.
Yeah.
But like, okay.
That was 2004.
Ish, no?
yeah, bro. Come on.
Damn, bro.
Oh boy.
I think we've all lost track of
Anyway,
time.
yeah. Music now. I think music is dope. I think there's a lot of super talented artists that are doing really creative and different things, especially within hip hop. It's the boundaries of hip hop have expanded so much. You're hearing a lot of different types of music that blended into hip hop. Stuff that people peers would say this isn't hip hop.
Sure.
Those guys, no one cares about anymore. I mean, like, yes, there are still hip hop purists that like, but we don't listen to them. We listen to everything. Like,
Yeah.
there are guys that I respect that are like rapidy rap guys, and they listen to like, I don't know, like Playboy Cardi and like Trippie Redd and Lil Yachty and stuff like that. Stuff that like in the 90s, those guys wouldn't have
Right.
broke through. I think now you can be creative, you can be different, and you can find your niche.
Yeah, there's way more freedom now. Still.
And also because of the internet, you're able to find your fan base. And so if you're an artist that's like completely different, you're able to make a living off of music without the help of a record label. You don't have to sell 1 million records to make a living in music.
Yeah.
And that's that. I think that part of the industry now is dope. The ability to be self-sufficient and make a career.
Right.
yeah,
doing
that is the one of the beautiful things, because like you said, like you don't have to go send like 1 million records.
No.
Yo, you could pop off of one record, get your little fan base, sell some merch, go tour. You know what I mean? And like
and you can see where you're
could
popping.
legit go make like 100,000, 200,000 a year and just be like, cool, doing that.
You can see
Yeah, man.
because of like Spotify and YouTube, like you're YouTubers, you guys know, you can see like the cities that you get the most views in. So like if you're an artist and you're like, yo, they're fucking with me in fucking, I don't know, Istanbul.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go out there and do a show.
Do a
and
tour there,
you might like your hometown might not fuck with you.
Yeah.
But you might fucking kill a show and fucking, I don't know,
Somewhere.
wherever
yeah.
the fuck
Yeah.
with a Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
You know, you use anywhere, and you can make a living just because you have these tools now that didn't exist.
Right.
You'd have to fucking like have a record label tell you like, oh, we're good here, and here. We're gonna do this. Now you can do that yourself,
Yeah.
and you can like put up merch, and people will buy it. They'll buy it. You sell merch?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It was good.
Okay,
Yeah.
like, I mean, like you can.
I don't really do it like for the money. It doesn't like, make or break me. But at the end of the day, it's like something more so for the fans to have.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the thing.
So,
like if people really fuck with you,
yeah.
and it's sometimes it's like little. It's kind of weird a little bit because like you don't really realize how much people really fuck with you until you put something on sale and you're like, oh shit,
Sold
like
out.
this.
Right.
Someone in the middle of fucking nowhere and you're bought this shit. I'm shipping it there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
What the
dude.
fuck?
Yeah.
Once you start to get, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
So once you kind of like start to get to like a certain level of, I guess, clout, fame, whatever you want to call it, and people start recognizing you, that's a weird feeling, right? Like I've had times where we were in the middle of nowhere, like I kid you not, like middle of fucking nowhere, British Columbia, just driving back from Vancouver to Calgary, just in the midst of the mountains, small town, stopped at a liquor store of all things to buy some wine and
Some moonshine.
no, not moonshine. No, we were just buying some wine at this random little liquor store, and all of a sudden, this lady from like across the room, oh my God, is that Angelo? I'm like, me?
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's weird. It's weird, like for the first time to actually be recognized by someone, right? Another time at like a gas station, and I think I was in like Maryland or something. I'm like trying to pay for a cappuccino and some gas or whatever, and this lady looks at me. And she
You bought
does like
cappuccino at a gas station?
yeah, man. Yeah, they got their cappuccino makers in the U.S. are usually pretty solid, depending on the actual machine.
Yeah, real serious about that.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they literally do. I kid you not. Especially if they got like one of those Lavazza machines. New York,
money,
bro.
yeah.
New York has like those highway like our en route type of thing,
Yeah,
right? The little highway stops. They got these fucking Lavazza machines. Let me tell you, makes good cappuccino.
I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna
Lavazza's
look it
a
up
brand. It's an espresso brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
so-
know your coffee and your
damn
moonshine.
right. Yeah.
It's a man of culture.
I definitely don't know my moonshine. Okay, I've not. I like wine. I like certain beers and coffee. Okay, that's like my thing. But yeah, But yeah, like you're saying, like it's once you guys get to that point and people start kind of like knowing who you guys really are, it's kind of like a big shock, right? Like I remember a little while ago, I went to this paranormal con thing, and I was like really taken back at the fact that people legit were asking me for like an autograph. I've never signed an autograph in my entire life. I'm like, okay, how do I sign this? Do I put my real signature or is that no? Because then somebody's gonna do some fraud shit, right? So let's just change it up a
real
little
thing,
bit.
though. Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to
You gotta
these guys
think about stuff
I was
like
talking
that.
to these guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys work on your autographs, bro. Like for real. 'cause-
Start preparing for that stuff,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I'm not
People
even
still
kidding.
sell like autograph. I know,
Yeah,
like back in the
what?
day, that was
They
a
do,
thing. Like,
yeah.
yo, I got
I
Elvis
seen-
autograph on a piece of
There's
napkin
like,
or some shit.
yeah, when we go to Fan Expo, if you know what that is, it's
Yeah.
like comic book
course.
conventions,
You
that
pay
stuff,
to
right?
do it, no?
Even like video game conventions and shit. There'll be lineups for people selling autographs. It's so, and it's
Word.
not like
Also, artist meet and greets too, man.
Yes.
Like, people buy your merch and they want you to sign it.
That's
Yeah.
the thing too.
Oh, we gotta talk later, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got money to make.
I just didn't know that people so like value like the autograph.
Yeah,
like
because
that.
because think about it. Around 30 years from now, potentially you might have been the biggest artist.
Yeah.
And then be like,
Right.
this guy signed my shit when he was a nobody. This is worth $10,000. It's a thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing.
you know what's a good point? Actually, I'm gonna get you to sign this desk before you leave.
Wow, we're
Sign the moonshine.
Sign the moonshine.
Some celebrities actually get contracts and they're only able to autograph for a certain company. I don't know if a lot of like sports
Word.
superstar. I think it was like I want to say it was Sidney Crosby was one guy that had that. Just because my friend, he's like a celebrity voyeur and he goes around getting autographs from random celebrities around Toronto, and he told me that he's like it's impossible to get one from. I think he said Crosby. I could be mistaken, but it's just like it's such a crazy thought to think that you could go up to a celebrity on the street and be like, hey, can you sign this for me? And they're like, no, I'm not allowed.
Fuck
Right?
you.
I mean, you gotta pay somebody to like be like, you cannot sign anything unless we tell you to.
That's crazy.
That's gotta be some big money.
$100
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotta be some
That's-
big
that's-
money.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you can sign away anything basically,
Yeah.
right? If I pay you enough money, you can't sign shit. You can never use your signature ever again. I own that shit in perpetuity across the universe, which is crazy.
So, have you guys done any traveling yet for like shows and stuff
Oh,
like that?
yeah.
Yeah. You guys, where have you guys been?
Oh yes, I want to hear it.
I told you I'm gonna do the voice before we got on air, man. So we went to Atlanta.
In a world.
In a world where Atlanta had the best strippers. Okay, we went to Atlanta. We had a good time. This is before he was part of Stay LA, actually. So, if I can give a little background on Charlie.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Before we were this version of Stay LA, it was me, Scotty, this artist named Jape, and Tremaine, and we would do shows across Toronto. And Charlie was in a group, a duo called Osiam. Him and Nova, shout out Nova. They would do a lot of the same shows we were doing. And we see each other. It kind of became like a unwritten competition between us in a weird way. I found out later that they saw us as like, oh, these guys over there competing. Like, we were like, these guys are fucking dope. We won't be friends. These guys are like, these guys, fuck these guys, man. These guys are.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
I just want to be in a group chat with Charlie Noiir.
Bro, we were fans. We were like, yo, that song was tight. Yeah, no. Anyway, so we ended up at this showcase, festival A3C, across all coast, across 3 coasts. Sorry, that's what it's called.
I didn't know that. It stood for anything.
Well, now you know. And
new information.
And they were on the showcase as well. It was a dope showcase. I think was it? Who's on the? It wasn't Novi. It was.
I was drunk that whole entire trip.
I was getting to that point. This is our first time like bonding with these guys because we're doing all these like seminars and his manager, who's also part of the management team, Boots.
Shout out Boots.
He like mentored me that whole week and like he's like, I'm gonna bring you in this place. You're gonna meet this person because I was still new in the game.
That's so cool.
And I got to see Charlie in his natural habitat, which is anywhere outside of Toronto and where alcohol is being served. And we went to a strip club, RIP Foley's.
Oh man,
and like it's one of the best strip clubs in the world. And it's no longer exists.
Definitely have vibes.
COVID took it out, but you know, we'll pour out some liquor outside later for it. Yeah. But Charlie had a good time. Charlie had a good time, and I got to see, Charlie cut loose, and we bonded. And then when he joined Stay LA officially a few years later, we did shows. We went to LA a few years ago during COVID, actually, 2021, end of 2021.
Yeah.
We've gone across Canada, Ottawa. Maybe not across Canada. This is Ottawa and Montreal. It's
the farthest, like 6 hours away from Canada.
But like this year, the goal is to like go further, cross the pond.
Yeah.
And more of Canada because there, like we said, there's a small.
Tip.
It's a fall.
We're going to Manitoba.
Manitoba. Yeah, we're gonna. No offense to prairies, but like. It's really cold and flat.
Yeah.
We could go in the summertime.
Yeah,
man. Okay, sure. Fine. We'll come to the prairie. I'm not gonna shit on the prairie.
So it'll be like hot and flat.
Exactly. Warm. It doesn't get hot.
Warm and flat.
Calgary. We were there at the height of summer. Calgary was tops 29. They're like, oh my god, it's so hot. I'm like, you should try.
29's hot.
There's no humidity, so it doesn't actually feel hot.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So it's just like a nice sunny day. It's like it's like our like 22. Basically.
Okay, man. Yeah.
So it's nice.
Crazy.
But
I saw a guy in shorts walking his dog today.
I saw that the other day too.
Someone in shorts
Yo, what's wrong with these people?
Yeah, nah, he's definitely trying to prove a point because it is minus 25.
I'm so Canadian.
Yeah, like he had denim shorts. He went out his way to pick
denim shorts. Is nasty work in the winter.
He wasn't wearing those around the house. He put those on to go outside. You can tell, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is fucked. This guy's fucked. This guy's But fuck what I'm saying. That the moving forward, like UK,
nice.
Fucking, I'd love to tour.
Yeah.
So if any major artist is coming to Canada, and he's opening act, we're here.
Yeah.
Nice. But also our own tour. Locally and then abroad.
Setting up a tour? Yeah.
Working on it. And yeah, just doing as much shows across Canada and the States as possible. Well, I think we did New York a few years back. We've traveled a bit. COVID kind of sidetracked that a little bit.
Sure.
Which really fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked for everybody. I know. Woe is us.
Yeah.
Right? But no, Yeah, COVID definitely derailed some plans we had. And now that COVID's extinct,
Yeah.
we can
For most people, I think, but some people are still stuck in 2020 at this point and
goddamn
refuse to leave their house. But that's their problem.
Are people still like,
goddamn
Some.
bro?
Yeah,
Some,
yeah. There's who was that radio host? What the hell was his name?
Alex Jones.
No, not Alex Jones. Howard Stern. Howard Stern was on video the other day going, how did I get COVID? I never left the house. I still haven't left the house. Blah blah blah. Because he was like yelling at people. He was like, "Fuck your freedoms. Take your vaccine. You're affecting my safety." Yeah, dude. He became one of those guys.
That's crazy.
No
I wouldn't have
kidding.
seen Howard Stern on that.
I saw him on the other side, if anything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
You would think, but no, he's an idiot.
This guy had like strippers like masturbating on his radio show. Like, he's that guy?
But he was afraid of COVID. Yeah,
That's crazy.
to think about.
He must have like a really shitty immune system.
Maybe.
That's probably why I can't go outside.
But he survived, and then he
Well, I would hope so.
claimed
It's
that
like
the
COVID
vaccine literally
55 now.
saved his life or whatever. And the strain right now is really bad, whatever. But yeah, the point is that the guy is still stuck in 2020. Like he still is
Interesting.
not ready to leave his house.
Interesting. Well, COVID definitely sucks, and it definitely we all got COVID.
Oh, yeah.
we got COVID Prime, which
Yeah.
is like the
I've heard
original.
that. What is that? The original.
Oh, the
original
OG.
strain.
Like, OG.
Yeah,
Fuck,
we
like,
got
really
COVID right in
Put
the
you on your
beginning.
ass,
Can't go up the stairs.
Because we were all in the same studio session together, which is probably a bad idea at the time. But we didn't like. I don't know, like
Just whatever.
Bro, the way that shit
we
happened
kept
was
an insular community, so we thought we were safe. We were like, "Is there a bubble?" All 35 of us. We're safe.
people in a room.
And then we're like, we went to the studio, and then like, I think it was Charlie. Like, are you guys feeling kind of
bro.
under
Like,
the weather? And
by
I'm
the
like,
end of the
now that
next
you mention it,
You were the first
I
one to
was the
notice?
first in the group chat, like, yo, are the man them feeling like a little weird?
Yeah.
and then
And
like,
everybody's
instantly,
like, yo.
that text message unlocked like, all of our collective symptoms. But like instantly, I started cold sweating, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then like, I got sick, and then like me and him got it the worst, and then Scotty got sick. Tareen got like a headache, and he bounced back. And he's been talking about it ever since. He's like, oh, I drank some tea. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, COVID sucked, and it derailed our plans, and now we're back on like travel across the world, and hopefully
Good now.
start with Canada.
Yeah.
Damn right.
We're gonna go to
Represent,
Vancouver.
right?
What's that town in Vancouver? That
I wouldn't
day?
go to Vancouver.
Don't go to
I don't like
Vancouver.
it's just, it's for me. I don't know. I didn't like it that much. Nothing against people from Vancouver. It did nothing for me. It did nothing for me. I don't know what the scene is like for music down there. It might be worth your time going, but for me personally,
Scotty loves Vancouver. I don't know how he went out there, and he's like, "Bro, I would live there." And I'm like, "Really?" Because
No thanks. You think Toronto's expensive? Try
Yeah, I heard it's
Vancouver.
wild out there,
Yeah,
so-
it's very, very
it's crazy.
expensive.
It's I guess I mean
They're socialists. What do you expect?
Yes.
Like communism makes things expensive. Like keep printing your money and thinking things are going to go down and get easier when you get your government handouts.
this is the politics side of the conversation.
So we're segueing. No,
Dirty commies.
We shower more than once a month. Okay?
There's a fucking eagle right there. It's pretty sick. It kind of fits in with the Americana vibe. we're
Yeah,
going
I guess
for, man.
so.
Yeah, you guys don't know what we're talking about right now, but check Jay's Instagram story later for
Everything I'm mentioning outside of this like camera, I'm gonna take a picture of and post it later. But where's the one place if you could do a show anywhere in the world in one city, what would it be? Not like ever, but like if it's your favorite place or like the place you imagine would be the illest place to perform.
I go back to Atlanta, bro.
Yeah.
All right, strippers all around. Let's go.
No, like 1,000%. Because there's like
He's texting everybody from the old strip club. Like I'm doing a show for you.
nah, because Atlanta has like
One
a
night
great
only,
culture of like
Foley's.
how their
Yeah.
music like pops and shit like that or whatever, right? Like the strip club culture and the music industries are very close together. You know what I mean? And I want to experience that shit. You know what I mean? It's like shorty just throwing their ass to my music like just cause.
That's a milestone moment. Like someone's shaking ass to your song you wrote is pretty sick.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
To like a point I made earlier about like when going to LA and meeting people almost instantly. When me and Scotty flew to Atlanta, we got into an Uber And I guess A3C is like a big thing there, so everyone knows like, oh, you're not from here. You're here for A3C.
Okay.
So it was like some lady. She was like probably in her 40s, mid 40s. She's like, I can't do an Atlanta accent. I'm not gonna try. But she was basically in there telling us like, hey, play some music. We were like, all right, cool. We played her song, and she like stopped the car, and she's like, I'm turning off the Uber. I'll drive you where you gotta go. Please playing that song for me.
That's so sick.
I was like, what? All right. And she's like, I'm gonna tell you places to go eat and tell me where your shows are. I'm gonna pull up to your show. I think you guys are amazing. And like, we've been in Toronto for so many years, and no one's ever fucking asked us.
Yeah, it's a different.
It was the first fucking person we met. She's like, fucking play me. I like love your music.
That's cool.
And bro, like there's like a million people like that in Atlanta. They all listen to hip hop. They have like 4 hip hop stations. We have like 4 in Canada.
Yeah.
Like it's like they have 4 in this fucking city of like 500,000 people. It's fucking nuts.
That's
and
cool.
like everyone is just like, this is my favorite genre, hip hop. So that's, I get why he likes it there. Also,
And the strippers. Just to be clear, if I wasn't before.
If you guys have a chance to go to Atlanta, go to a strip club.
We went for like 3 days, but we didn't get any of that. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, you have to
I don't know
Waffle
about the
House.
strip club, but I don't know about the strip club, but I'm going back.
Did you guys go to Waffle House? I saw the
I've been
craziest shit.
to bro. Waffle House is my go-to 4 a.m. food and
bro,
coffee.
it's like
they
our
actually
pizza.
have really good coffee.
Do they?
Yeah, their coffee's fantastic.
This guy is crazy. This guy's like a coffee connoisseur. This guy finds the dopest coffee.
I respect it, bro.
Shittiest places.
My was it birthday? My birthday present from him was an espresso machine.
Say word.
with espresso.
With espresso.
With Lavazza
Yeah.
espresso pods.
Yeah.
Crema
Like, he got
Gusto.
you
You
the
drink
A1
shitty
machine, though. He didn't give you
I
any,
need to
man.
change that for you.
It's like no more of this Tim Hortons
I
bullshit.
respect it, bro.
My birthday is September the 8th, is all you know.
That's kind of a good friend, bro. You want to elevate your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He wants to make sure I'm awake for the podcast episode.
I mean, we have one here, and
I was going off. Yeah,
he was enjoying it so much. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right,
well,
right.
I gotta get him something for his birthday, so
Yeah.
why not just ship him one of those, right?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys still have one here? 'Cause I wouldn't mind an espresso.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
We'll get you one for.
Yeah, boy, you ever had an espresso before, brother?
Nah.
No?
Never?
We're gonna
No?
pop that shit.
Really?
Right there.
Sure.
Pause.
Bro, he's
try
gonna
it?
be.
That's crazy.
You guys are gonna go to the studio later, and he's gonna be fucking wired. He's just gonna be like going off.
I need. We should have that energy for the session.
Yeah.
I'm being particular with my words. I'm trying harder, man.
Yeah, I'll
Yo,
make-
that moonshine got me, bro. I don't know what the fuck.
that was just one swig.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, man, I haven't eaten much today, so I'm a lightweight.
Oh, okay, there you go. Plus the
Yo,
Peroni.
Charlie will tell you. I was making the reason why I'm partially late is because I was making some lamb.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
How do you do your lamb?
medium rare.
This nigga been talking about this food all day, bro.
This podcast is a food,
I love it.
moonshine,
So listen, I
pickle
haven't-
juice, and stripper podcast episode.
That's like the best combination of shit. Imagine when I start eating lamb and drinking pickle juice. That'd be awesome.
Pickle juice and strippers is great.
I can assure you, CBC will not be having an interview like this with you guys. Only here on the Brave Podcast. Smash the like button.
Smash the like button.
Subscribe for more pickle rind and stripper stories.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so,
So-
the lamb.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell us about your lamb, please.
I made my own compound butter.
Ooh.
Rosemary, dill,
Ooh.
thyme. Don't look at me like that.
I'm not saying ooh.
No. You know what? We're gonna do a second episode. We're bringing everything to your place. And
Bro, I'll make you guys something. Bro. I'll
Stepping up with Jay.
make you guys some. I don't know. I'll make you guys a lamb Wellington.
Ooh.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
I'll try
I've
some.
heard of that.
I made that up.
Never had that.
I made that up.
I don't know if I've ever
I
heard
know.
I
know.
don't think that exists. I think it's beef Wellington.
Well, you can put lamb.
Wellington.
yeah,
you
but
can
beef
replace-
Wellington has bacon, though. You can't have it.
I said
Nah, you can
I've
take
heard
out the
of it.
bacon.
But you can watch me
I
eat
can
it,
eat
though.
beef,
Yes.
bacon. You eat beef, bacon.
Yeah.
You eat beef.
That is true,
Alhamdulillah.
You're
Yeah.
like, alhamdulillah. Yeah. So anyway, the lamb is making it, and it's smelling good. But then I realized, well, the lamb wasn't smelling good. My other stuff was smelling good. And then like halfway before, I have like a fucking convection mini oven I use instead of
Nice.
the big oven. It wasn't plugged in, so I'm like, oh fuck. So I have like 40 minutes before I have to leave. So I'm trying to like cook it at least a little bit because it's been sitting in there. I didn't finish it, okay? Long story short, I gotta go finish this lamb.
Yeah.
So I'm telling this guy, I'm like, yo, I'm excited to go home.
We gotta go to the studio right after.
I'm gonna go home. Here's the fucking lamb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some shavings. Take that yogurt I made. I made a dill.
Damn, dude.
Bro,
Damn.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to
connoisseur
elevate.
over here.
This nigga would have started cooking shows so bad.
I'm trying to get like him with the coffee, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Love me a good coffee.
Love me some good lamb.
Yeah.
I actually never made lamb before, so I'm just curious if I'm gonna.
Sorry, but dude, you screwed up the first one.
Yeah.
Not plugging in the oven.
No, that was
Is it just like lamb chops or?
it's like lamb shoulder.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah,
nice.
I got the $60 pieces.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, it's economy. You gotta ball out on your meat.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball.
Holy! Man, I did not mean it to come out like that. But, all right, we're gonna have to edit the shit out of this.
episode is so much
Yeah,
fun.
that moonshine did you dirty, family.
Nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm all right.
All right. Last question for you guys, because I know you guys got to head out. Ghosts. What is your opinion?
What?
Believe in them?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dumpy are real stuff.
You guys
Yeah,
ever
there
seen
you go.
anything before? Like had a weird experience?
Yeah.
There's like one experience from childhood.
Wait, why a ghost?
Sorry.
Why ghost? Why we like?
We do like
A lot of the
or whatever,
audience
right?
here
Oh,
likes
that's fair.
ghosts.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, and I thought it's like
That's
an
fair.
abnormal question that you guys probably never really get,
Never
right?
have I been
So-
asked that question. So
Right.
So this happened to me when I was like young. I can't remember like what age, but probably between like 7 and 10. I was like fairly young, so I don't know if it's real 1,000%. But like, I was in my room. I shared a room with my brother. I remember like waking up and seeing like somebody on a horse, but it looked like clearish or whatever the fuck. I said hi, they said hi back, and I went back to sleep.
Wow.
But like, it's a memory that's like always. I've never said this before publicly.
That's so cool.
I know it might sound like a nuts, though, but like,
you said hi.
huh?
You said
Yeah,
hi?
I don't know why I wasn't shook, because you would think like as a
And they
kid,
said hi
like
back.
yo, you see a ghost. It's probably a dream still, but like I don't know. It felt real as fuck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
It could have
That's
been.
cool.
But like outside of that, I've never had like any. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was real or not. But there's a
My story is nowhere near as charming. I was also very young. I had a Felix the Cat poster.
Ooh, yeah.
Not Felix Putt fan, like the actual animated
that
Felix.
show was fucking
The Cats.
amazing. So.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I
Do you
don't
know
really
that
know.
show? Do you know Felix Cat?
Yeah.
If you didn't know Felix the Cat, then like I can't.
Not
I
a
can't be
kid show,
friends.
by the way. Like I know it was a kid show.
No, I don't
but
remember.
Definitely
But
not
yo,
for
do
kids.
you know there's a
that show
theme-
was fucked.
There's a theme of like the shit we watched. We shouldn't have been like most of the stuff that was on when we were watching wasn't for kids.
No.
Like I grew up watching like Duckman and Spawn and
Oh,
Cyber
yeah.
6, and I look back, I'm watching this shit now. I'm like, holy fuck.
No, mans were definitely dropping acid while they were making these kids shows.
They were gonna make these kids watch his titties. It's crazy. But anyway, fuck. Felix the Cat poster. So I've always had an issue sleeping. I still do. But as a kid, I couldn't sleep, and I definitely wasn't a fan of the dark. So I used to just put my head under my blanket. So I'm trying to sleep, and I'm hearing something ripping something. Like I'm hearing tearing. It sounds like my poster is being torn, right? It sounds like my poster is being torn.
Son of a bitch, mom.
So I'm terrified. I'm under my blanket. I'm not gonna go look to see what's doing it because at the time I was a pussy. I must have been like 6, so I'm not gonna face this demon.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my head, I try to justify it as like, my window's open, then there's the wind is blowing my poster because I'm hearing it ripping. Mind you, it was ripping for like 10 minutes. It was what felt like 10 minutes. So I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. Anyway, eventually fall asleep somehow. I wake up in the morning, poster's ripped, but it's ripped like it looks like someone took like their hand and like their nails and like ripped through it, which was weird. And the window wasn't open. And yeah. So I'm like, maybe my brother was fucking with me. So so I didn't know how to ask that question without like him being like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Or beating you up later.
Pretending. So I pretend. So in my mind, I'm like, if I don't say anything, he'll have to say something to me. He's gonna bring it up. So if I act like nothing happened, to this day he hasn't brought it up. So my brother didn't do it. So I don't know. I felt like, And I swear I heard like something. You ever had like those what's that shit called? Where you can't move and you're like you just can't.
Paralysis.
Sleep
paralysis.
paralysis. Yeah.
So I had a fit of that while this shit was all happening. Damn. So I felt like someone was holding me down. So I'm assuming it was a ghost or a demon or a combination of both. A demon ghost.
Definitely demon.
Yeah. And I've had other stories, but like this not like way too personal to have it on the podcast.
Also, sleep paralysis is the fucking worst.
You've had it too, yeah?
Yeah.
What?
I'll tell you a secret to how to beat sleep paralysis. You ever watch?
I'll just pray. I'm not gonna lie. Please, no God, hold me down.
I actually learned this from Kill Bill. You know when she had like that what's that shit called? When her foot we can't move, like atrophy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's like wiggle your toe. If you have sleep paralysis, try to wiggle your toe. Wiggle one toe and it'll unlock the rest of your body. Because like you can't move anything. If you can focus on moving your toe, it will unlock the sleep paralysis.
Okay.
This is something I created. So if anyone does it,
This
you're
is
welcome.
the J method.
This is the J method. So you're welcome. If you conquer sleep paralysis because of me, just know 10% of proceeds go to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, sleep paralysis is fucked. I'm not even sure what it is. Has anyone ever explained what the fuck it is? Like
I'm sure there's some scientific.
No idea.
your
Yeah.
body is asleep or your
Sure.
mind is awake. What kind of fucking shit is that?
Who knows?
Sorry, am I allowed to swear on this? Because I've been swearing.
I
all
mean,
night.
No, yeah.
It's
It's a kids podcast. What the fuck is going on?
It might be a little bit too late to be asking.
It's an hour in. We'll edit it out. It's okay. Every time I swear,
I
beeps
usually,
throughout the whole
I
thing.
usually don't edit these unless there's like, something that's personal that needs to be cut out for one reason or another. But most of the time, if people swear, I don't really care.
okay.
Yeah.
I probably should have asked before we got on. Can I swear?
Yeah, that's fine. Usually, as long as you don't swear in the first minute, he said shit at about 1 minute and like 18 seconds, so we should be okay. But I mean, realistically, it's whatever, man. If
I feel
it
like
gets
the definition of
demonetized,
swearing has
like-
changed too. Because remember when they used to blur out bitch and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now I watch most music and they play South Park for some reason.
yeah.
And they don't play music anymore. But they say
Oh,
the
for
word.
real?
No, they
Most
don't.
music
I
still
don't.
exists. I didn't even know that.
Well,
So what do they?
Nobody
what
has
do they
cable
play?
anymore.
Yeah, I know, right?
it's like the channel, but like it's weird. It doesn't play music at all. It's just it's like a fucking it's like a I don't know why I just
I love how
Just talking
towards
about
the
it.
end of the show, now all of a sudden he's conscious about swearing.
and I feel bad.
It's
Anyway,
fine. It
it's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
Not at all, yeah.
Like whatever.
yeah, they say bitch and shit all the time, and it's like 3 p.m. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you don't blur this out anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like as time has gone by, our sensibilities towards certain in like 10 years, fuck is not going to be a swear word.
Probably not. No.
Still, the N word will be not the thing.
Yeah.
It's taboo.
Depending on what you're
mean,
watching.
If you look at like if you look at like
BT on
like look at the dictionary of like pull up sneaky fucker, for example. Not even joking.
Oh,
Do you
wait.
guys know what a sneaky fucker is?
Wait.
I believe it's a monkey that tries to like fuck the other monkey's partner, for example, and they call them like legitimately the actual
That
term.
was like the
is called-
scientific term.
Yeah, they called him sneaky fucker.
That's
it's,
crazy.
It's the weirdest thing. It's like
I was watching. I was
Sneaky
watching.
fucker strategy.
yeah.
That's
it's like a
So wait, any wait, so a monkey trying to fuck another monkey's wife?
basically
sneaky
yeah.
fucker?
Can I read it to you? So
Yeah,
just
go for
Google
it.
says from Wikipedia though. So I don't know. A lower cost alternative mating strategy. Is that like not paying for dates and not paying for the booze on the date? Is that what it is? Useful to bachelors without a harem is oh my god, what is this word? Klepto and gyne, female. Oh no. Popularly known as the sneaky fucker strategy, where a male sneaks in to mate while the harem owner is distracted.
What the fuck am I reading?
I don't know. It's an actual term.
That's crazy.
It's
I was
fucking
watching
weird.
what the fuck movie was I watching? God damn it! But okay, it definitely was a kids movie, but it was old. It was an old kids movie.
There was a sneaky fucker involved.
Yeah, lots of sneaky fuckers. No, they were talking about the female dog, and they're like, "We have to put the bitch down." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "Wait."
That's
That
literally what
technically
it means,
is
yeah.
what
correct
that
term.
word means,
Yeah.
but it sounds so hostile. So I was like,
Yeah.
God damn. But
Yeah.
now I know. I think I always knew that because I used to get off like in school, like grade 1, and be like, "You're a bitch, like you're a female dog." Like,
Yeah.
I can't get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
I'll get in trouble still. But
Yeah.
I remember one time, I still know the girl that got me in trouble. Actually, grade 5, Futurama was a thing. It just came out, or maybe I don't know if it just came out, but it was whatever. I was a fan.
Yeah.
And I told this girl to kiss my shiny metal ass.
Bender from Futurama.
I thought it was hilarious. And then she told my teacher pulled me aside, like on the way out to recess. He's like, hang back. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I've never had to hang back before. And he's like, I heard you said something inappropriate. And I'm like, what? And I thought I said a lot of inappropriate shit. So I'm like, oh,
Which one did you catch me on today?
Oh, shit. And then he brought that up. I'm like, what? And then like she's like, her mom would like to have a word with you after school today. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Her mom?
How did it escalate to this
Does she
point?
want to kiss my shiny metal ass?
She left school so upset. She went home and cried and told her mom.
Oh my gosh.
And then it became a thing. It became like a thing. And
Well,
I'm
she
like,
was scared. She thought you were an android. Like, why am I doing this?
why is it shiny and metal?
Whoa.
Yeah, I stopped saying that for a while. And then
For a few weeks.
Did the
and then it
mom
came
run
back.
out on you?
nah, she just like, you made my daughter feel like shit. Or some like the nicer version of that. And I'm like, well, your daughter is fucking sensitive as fuck. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up.
Your daughter's a bitch.
Oh my god.
All right, that's a good place to leave this podcast.
Oh my god.
All right, I hope you guys don't get canceled because of it.
Too late. Show's done.
Nice. This was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, man.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you some espressos and
yeah.
get you guys on your way. But thanks a lot for coming out. Of course, go and follow everybody here. I will leave everyone's links down in the description below. Where do you guys want people to follow you? Instagram?
Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and what's the Instagram one?
I don't know. Instagram?
Threads.
Threads.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Follow me on X.
Follow me on X.
Right.
All handles is Charlie Noiir. Noiir is spelled Noiir.
Gotcha.
Hey.
Damn. Good thing you said that because I wouldn't even have known that.
I'm the same across everything. Trap milk with no vowels. All the vowels are X's. Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? Or how'd you make that?
Trap milk or the X's?
Trap milk. I don't know what that is.
Trap milk. It's a play on one of my favorite producers. His name is Black Milk. I thought it was funny because back when I came up with the title, like everyone was like trap this, trap that, like but like a lot more violent.
Okay.
Trap drugs, trap guns, or like whatever. And I'm like, I trap milk, but I sell. And trapping means like selling whatever.
Okay.
So I'm like, I sell milk.
Yeah.
I sell milk to the community.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Bags of community.
I'm the
milk.
milkman, bro.
I'm the milkman. Like, watch your bitch. Yeah.
Kiss my shiny metal ass.
The funny thing is people don't read the X as a vowel, so they're like, "Oh, you're Trap MLK," and I'm like, "No, man, like what, Trap Martin Luther King, bro? What the fuck?"
That was a hilarious era where no one spelt words anymore.
Right.
They would just like take out the vowels and put them in something else.
I feel like I can't change it now.
It's too late.
I can't. I gotta keep it. But like also, I want to desperately get the accents out. I look at shit every day. I'm like, fuck it.
It's too late. Too late. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, turn those notifications on, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Hey.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.